Alright, in this video we're going to talk about setting goals and how to do it the right way. So first off, I want to say that I believe that changes should be made in small increments most of the time. And we're going to use our goal setting to help us make those small changes little by little. First, there's different types of goals. There are long-term goals, and I think of that as anything kind of more than a couple months, but it's still a personal decision. And there's short-term goals, things that you can achieve in the day, or in the week, or in the month. And we can distinguish between those two things. So you might have a long-term goal of losing 10 pounds, and maybe that's going to take you 3 months, right? But we want to set the short-term goals of maybe 3 pounds a month, or even shorter-term goals on what you're going to do during those weeks. We want to break it up into small pieces so that it seems achievable. There's also outcome goals versus process goals. An outcome would be that 10-pound weight loss, but the process goal could be something like, I'm going to make it to my exercise class 3 times a week. And by doing that, that will help you get to your outcome. It might be adding a vegetable to every single meal. Things like that that are more about that process of getting to your outcome. And we want to set goals that both have outcomes and for the process as well. And with any good goal, we want it to be SMART plus Y. That's what I like to think of. S stands for specific. So if we're using that weight loss example again, we want it to be specific. It's a number of pounds, or maybe it's a size of pants, right? It's specific, so that 10 pounds is that specificity that we want. The M is for measurable, and we already have that. 10 pounds is a measurable thing. I don't want to just look skinnier, because how do I really gauge that, right? How do I know if I've achieved that goal? Then the A is for achievable. You know, if I had about 10 pounds to lose and I told myself I wanted to lose 30, well, that's not achievable. Or realistic, which is the R, right? It has to be achievable and realistic within the bounds of time that you set. And that's what the T is, it's time. So I want my 10 pounds in 10 weeks. That's the time. That seems achievable, it's realistic, it's measurable. But then you also need the why. And this part's really important, and I think it's something we always forget. We want to lose the 10 pounds, but why is that? Is it because we just want to look better in our clothes? That's a perfectly fine. Why? Is it because we want to feel better on our feet? Maybe we want to lose that weight so we can get faster as we run or walk, or feel better on the hills when we do hikes. Maybe it's to play with your kids, or play with your grandkids, right? Our why is really important to associate with each goal. So let's use that example of the long-term goal of losing 10 pounds in 10 weeks, right? I might have a shorter-term goal of losing 1 pound in my first week, right? And that would be an outcome goal. And in that process, my goal is, for this week, I'm going to eat a green vegetable with every single meal. That's one example of a process. You might also say, I'm going to go for a walk at my lunch break, right? Those are process goals, and maybe you do that 5 times a week, and you do that for a matter of the 10 weeks, right? Every week for 10 weeks. We want it to be, again, SMART plus Y. Those are just some examples of goals, and your homework tonight or today is to create a list of goals, both short and long-term, outcome and process goals, in as many categories as you feel is necessary for you. And again, we're not attacking all these goals at once. I just want you to think about what goals you have in mind. And you can set these in the sleep category, the stress category, diet, non-exercise activity, exercise itself, and even social goals that you might have as well. And in the next videos, we're going to go over kind of that order of putting those in priority and how to achieve them one step at a time. Thanks.